I can share. Okay, so I wanted to do this just because I feel like whenever there's a new program, especially like Sarah, for you who's like totally new, and honestly,
Yeah.
for me, I like Kelly, this is like true confessions. I haven't measured my food. Like I get kind of loosey good. Like I pull my nutrition and then I let it go again a little bit. So it's just always good for me to get a restart and a refresh. So I love doing these kickoff calls for new programs just to help you guys answer questions, but also making sure that you know like where everything is. There's so much in Beachbody On Demand. It's almost overwhelming. And so I have a
there is.
You guys have, I guess, first of all, like questions on anything? Have you been able to try any of the workouts yet or anything like that? Yeah, Kelly, I know you were doing, you're like a couple weeks in, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I finished week 2 and then we had some stuff go on. So I just kind of like stopped and I was like, I'm just going to start fresh with everybody. So.
Okay, perfect. How do you,
awesome.
Like, what are your biggest takeaways so far?
Love them.
Yeah.
It goes so fast. It's like done.
That's what I only did 3 of them and I was blown away at how like I wasn't bored. I was like changing up constantly. And then I also, and maybe you can speak to this because you've done this more, I was really surprised at how sore I was because it didn't feel that hard in like the workout itself. And then the next day I was like my inner thighs, like, oh, that yeah, like
feel the burn.
That. Okay, so let me share my screen really quick. And Sarah, don't even worry if you haven't done the workouts yet. I just like to try them out for funsies, but let me see here. I have this little calendar. I made it for my team. So we'll just go over this. Some of it's kind of generic, but I love just showing you guys, if I can pull this up. I made this kind of generic. Okay, so a couple things on Beachbody On Demand, and again, Kelly, you're an old pro at this, but I sometimes forget even honestly how much is in here. So Sarah, for you, the cool thing is you have access to this for a whole year. So you'll have your natural free program, but you have literally everything else on here. And so you can pull it up on your phone, on your TV, Fire Stick, Roku, whatever. But when you're on a browser, it shows more than just when you're on like streaming it, which is really cool. So you have all your workouts. You can sort, like there's programs. These are the ones I've been doing last. But you can also sort, I mean, we're going to be committing to this one, but if you're wanting to sort by a specific workout type or whatever, it's really, really helpful. And then
awesome.
Program materials, and you guys might know this, but for people who are going to watch the recording later, I want to make sure this is in here. So every single program has this where it actually has all of the program materials. So you have your workouts by phases, the controlled stretches each night. I actually had 2 girls on my team earn spots in the test group, and they really couldn't say enough about doing the stretches at night. And that's something I'm really excited about, is having a nightly focus, because honestly, I know you guys get it too, like it's hard as a mom to get good sleep because I find myself staying up way too late trying to get stuff done or not sleeping or whatever. So I'm really, really looking forward to like a focus on rest specifically. In your Getting Started Right guide, you can look through this. In your box, you should have gotten your brag board. I'm going to hang that up, and I think this is a really fun one, especially with Tabata type workouts, to be able to track, because just like we take before photos, you're going to see changes in your numbers quite possibly before you see any changes on the scale. And I'll talk about before photos in a minute, but this just has a lot of good details. Did you guys get your tracks up? Kelly, you obviously have yours. Sarah, did you figure out how to hang yours yet?
No, so that is this evening.
Okay.
The husband will be doing that, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, I had Ben do it. It took him like 30 seconds. I thought it was going to be really hard, but they have some info here. We had it on our door, and that was really easy. And then I'm actually going to put it in the wall in our new workout space. Kelly, do you have yours on a door?
I did, and now today I put it on the wall, so I just.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. Do you feel a difference? Have you tried on? I haven't tried it on the wall yet.
I did, just to make sure it was like, it's fine. It's actually better for me because the door I had it on, I didn't have a whole lot of space, and I found some of the, like, you know, the flies that we're doing. So I like the wall better.
That's what I ran into with, like, where it was. I couldn't extend all the way because I'm going to hit the pantry or something. So, yeah. So Sarah, this is all in here. If you're having trouble at all, let us know. There's a lot of tutorials, but honestly, Ben did it like so quickly. So that was helpful. There's bonus rounds. So if you are really wanting to like have longer warm-ups, longer cool downs, or there's a whole 10-minute bonus round section that you can kind of add on to the workout. So if you're like, you know, I really have more to give today, that's a great one to do as well. And then always just follow the calendar. These programs are built specifically to build on itself. And that's one of the things I love most, is just being told what to do. My coaches who are in the test group, they said there's a massive difference. And Kelly, maybe you can attest this too. So there was a massive difference between week 1 and week 4 of the way it ramps up. I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard so. So they said, don't be surprised. Like if it feels easy right at the beginning, not to be scary, but like you will build up.
It does feel a little bit like easy. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I was sore after the workouts, even though I was like, oh, this is, so, you know.
She's like sneaking in movements, I think with like that ball and stuff that you don't even realize are working.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about it is that she demonstrates the move and then has you do 4 reps so you can choose the correct weight. And that's what I really loved about that.
I liked that too, because I felt, and again, I only did 3 of them, but I felt like it was so foreign that otherwise I would have spent the whole workout trying to figure out how to do it, instead of being, okay, I can do a practice round if I want. So that was, I really liked that too. And then the nutrition stuff. So we'll kind of dive into this. Do you know, I'm blanking because I know you guys posted, are you guys going to do, or do you want to kind of go through 2B mindset or portion fix? Do you know?
So I think that was the part that was probably the most overwhelming, because I was like, okay, like I can totally get on board with, you know, new workout gear. I exercise regularly, but I felt like I had to like know an entire program of nutrition within like a week, but I found that it was actually way more accessible than I thought. And I'm type A anyway, so I actually I didn't want to actually like nurture that part of myself with the portion like containers. I wanted a break from that. So for the 2B actually was awesome for me. So, and it was way easier to like acquire that like mindset, I guess, than I thought. So
I love that. Kelly, you do portion fix, right? I'm like blank. I'm trying to.
I'm doing portion fix. So
I like portion fix too. I actually love both. I love Alana. I just like listening to her voice in the videos. She has a soothing voice. So with, again, for everyone else who can watch these later, you have access to both of these programs for life. There's not a reoccurring fee, like you just have them. And so in each of these, there's so much good stuff. And so I always tell people, like, definitely go through the videos. Don't feel like it needs to take up your whole time, but just follow kind of before you begin, just start looking at it. And as you need stuff, like in the rest, like I'll just, because I'm in 2E mindset, if you've hit a plateau or the scale's going up or you're struggling with emotional eating, like there's so much here that you can kind of pick and choose from. And then them as well have so many recipes and other things with it. So it's really just a tool for you to have. 2B mindset, I love because it's very much like you were saying, Sarah, like it's a little less type A and more, I think, really paying attention to why are you wanting to eat certain things and kind of not letting it be off limits, but talking yourself through stuff. And I totally do the veggies first, water most veggies first concept. Like I loved that. So I've totally taken that in. And then portion fix is also really awesome. It is a little more structured, and I think I like it because I'm very type A too. And so and for me, carbs are like, I just love bread so much. I love chocolate. So like, I have to pick 2. Really, really helps me. And I really love some of the details in here as well in the lessons. She goes through a lot of meal prep stuff, a lot more shopping stuff. She talks in the foundations, or it might be the first module, she talks a lot about how the TV dinner, and I was a history major in college, so I'm just a nerd, but she talked about really how the TV dinner and stuff in the 50s really transformed the way we eat and really looking at labels. So she gets into all that. So there's just a lot of good stuff. So don't be overwhelmed with feeling like it has to be perfect. And we will share snack ideas and recipes and all that. And I would just kind of keep it really simple this first week. And even if it's just like, okay, I'm going to have 2 eggs and toast for breakfast, and then I'll have my shake for lunch, and you know, whatever you want to do, just keeping it super, super basic. I personally, there's girls on my team who are incredible meal preppers. That intimidates me still, and I don't with that. So I keep it basic. I mean, honestly, my version of meal prep is I cook a bunch of eggs for the week. I have veggies in the fridge. When I was working full time and going to work, I was more prepped on snacks and lunches and stuff, but I love cooking dinner, so I don't like to have that pre-made, but I just kind of rotate through the same breakfast, lunches, and snacks all week. I'll rotate, like pick 2 and rotate through those. And then for dinners, I'll mix it up a little bit. But again, if I was doing to be mindset, it would just be starting to get more creative of like, okay, instead of spaghetti, I'll make a big spaghetti squash on the side and I'll have that with sauce on it. And my kids have learned to love that too. So just kind of thinking, and we'll talk about that. So don't get intimidated by the nutrition. I think that's one of the things that's the most intimidating, but there's so many resources and you guys have this just to go through. My challenge to you is to take this week and not be perfect, but to pick your treat day. So for me, like I love doing Friday night pizza and ice cream with the fam. Like that's my treat. And then stay on track all week. And you know, not perfect, but like just making sure I have, like it's going to be fun. I'm going to totally enjoy it. And I'm going to not have any guilt around eating pizza. But I'm going to dial it in the rest of the week and really see like, how do I feel after that and stuff like that. So I don't know, Kelly, because you're kind of a pro, do you have any tips or things that really work well for you that you have found that help?
So I print out, because I'm doing portion fix, like
Yeah.
I actually went through last night and like put what time I was gonna eat everything, because like I'm working, so I had to like pick, you know, like what time I was gonna eat everything, and then like I picked my meals for each of those. And then just kind of wrote down like ideas for myself, like what I'm gonna eat, so then I don't have to, because I'm terrible at prepping like that. Like people are like, I make my whole like, I just, as long as I'm prepped and know like what I'm supposed to be eating, then it's easy for me. But
No,
I don't do the whole like make a week's worth of chicken and like portion it out. That's just not my style, but
same. And I have friends who it is, and it's amazing, and it works for them, and they love it. And I'm like, more power to you. But I'm kind of like you, Kelly. Like I just like, if I know what I'm eating and I don't have the junk in the house, then I find it easier just to kind of. Sarah, do you have questions on anything on it as you were going through 2B stuff? Is there questions you had on it at all?
I think everything was answered. I'm glad to know that it doesn't have to be stringent, so that's good.
No. Yeah, and if you find yourself like, and I always tell people like the first week that I do a new workout or anything like that, I actually find that the scale goes up because my body's getting water, my muscles are getting work. Like I got to give myself a week. But after week 2 or week 3, if nothing's changing and I'm like, you know, like, okay, and then I really go back and I take a good hard look at my nutrition, like honest look of like, okay, am I drinking water? Am I getting sleep? Like what is impacting this? Are they things outside of my control? Like my daughter not sleeping through the night that I can't do anything about? Or is it, you know, I should stop eating Cheetos on the couch? That would probably be helpful. So kinds of things. So perfect. Yes. The nutrition piece is important. But I think grace, not perfection, is always where I stand of like, I'd rather have you guys imperfectly, but keep showing up because we have 9 weeks and it's going to be and it's going to go fast. So those are kind of the bod features. We went over nutrition. You guys, do you both do, again, I'm blanking. Are you guys both doing Shakeology or the performance line? I'm like totally blanking right now.
Yeah, I do Shakeology.
You do Shakeology, Sarah?
Yep, same. Yep,
Okay.
also Shakeology.
Yeah. So, okay, I have a funny story about Shakeology. I returned my first bag years ago because I got chocolate and I shook it up with water and I was like, it's fine. It's not bad. Like, it's fine, but this is not worth it. And then I gave it a try, I think like 6 months later. I love it now. And I can honestly tell when I don't have it. My favorite flavors, I personally prefer the vegan one. I'm not vegan, but I think that the flavor is better than the whey-based ones, just personally. And if anyone has like dairy sensitivities, that really helps. I find that for tips on making it, you kind of will decide which you like better. I think blending it is I mean, you can totally just shake it up in a pinch, but if you blend it, it's so much better. And depending on how thick or thin you like it, that's more of a personal taste. So play around with it a little bit. I love doing like half a frozen banana. I will get a bunch of green bananas at the store, peel them, throw them all in a Ziploc bag, stick them in the freezer. If they're green, they actually have a little less sugar content and less banana-y, for lack of a better word. So you don't get that, like if you don't want a banana flavor in it, you don't get that banana taste. So I'll do like half a frozen banana, a little spoonful of peanut butter in there. That tastes like a Reese's shake. You can do ice and pepper, like a couple drops of peppermint extract, and it kind of makes it like a Girl Scout cookie flavor.
Yeah.
The vanilla ones you can kind of mix up, like do frozen fruit. You can do all sorts of stuff, and there's a ton of. I'm uploading it into I have a whole recipe thing I'll put in the files, but also on the Beachbody blog, if you just start searching Shakeology recipes, you can make like smoothie bowls with them, all sorts of stuff. And I always tell people, like, if you start drinking it or having it every day, like, you paid for it, so I want you to use it. I don't want you to put it in your pantry, but you really will start to feel a difference. So pick a time when you tend to struggle a little bit with your nutrition or your sweet tooth, whether it's I'm running out the door for work and I don't have time to eat breakfast, so I'm just going to skip it or go get a bagel at Starbucks or something. Or if you find like at 3 p.m. every day you like struggle with the munchies really, really bad, or after dinner, like maybe you want dessert. So kind of pick when it would be most helpful for you to have, and just every day play with it a little bit and see how it makes you feel. It's got so much good stuff in it, and I can get into all the science, but there's the prebiotics and the probiotics for gut health. It has protein. It has adaptogens, which really help your body fight stress, which is, I think, super, especially right now. Like, I don't know, it's stressful right now. And it really helps the actual your cellular structure do that. There's tons of really good stuff for you in it. So I also think you will feel the difference if you use it. The performance line is awesome for those of you who are doing that. It's normal to have a little bit of a tingly feeling with Energize. That's totally normal. Some people feel it, some people don't. It's creatine based. And then Recover is a little different than Shakeology. It's more of a kind of your typical protein shake. It's got 20 grams of protein. You can shake it up, or you can blend it with like frozen cherries is my favorite, like a purple container. And you're supposed to have it within 30 minutes of your workout because it will help with delayed onset muscle soreness and building lean muscle. If you're gonna just have it, like, don't take it if you're doing yoga, or you don't need it. But if you're doing weights or really intensive cardio or something like that, you will need difference in that. So those are we talked about meal planning. Okay, I didn't fill this out clearly because I was making this generic. Before pictures, did you guys both take them already? Yes. Sarah?
Not quite yet. Not quite
Okay,
yet.
it's the worst.
Tonight.
No, and I know.
Like, what do you wear too? Like,
Okay.
what do you wear for
a couple of things? So I always tell girls, like, I like to take 2 sets. And I learned this from my own mistake. The very first time I took before photos, I actually made my husband take them. It was before kids. It's when I did Insanity ages ago. And I actually cried.
Oh no.
And I buried them in like the files of the depths of my computer. No one would see them. And I was like, holy cow. And I'm so grateful I have those today because, quite honestly, I weigh the same right now than I did in those photos, and I look completely different because
that's so cool. Yeah.
And I'm so grateful I have them, even though I was mortified. But I took them in a bikini, and so because of that, like, I didn't really want to share. Like, I don't share them very often, or not that you guys will be sharing these publicly, although you could. So, but what I would recommend is taking 2, doing one maybe in like a swimsuit or a sports bra or something like that, and then one in maybe like shorts and a tank top, or something that you feel a little more comfortable in. And
yeah.
Just for you. Of course, you can totally share them. You can actually submit them to the Beachbody Challenge. It's called Beachbody Challenge, and they give like cash prizes and all sorts of cool recognition. So it's fun to be able to have those. And just, again, like I weigh the same, but I look completely different. And so if I just went by the scale, I would be really depressed, as opposed to being able to see actual changes in body structure. So you can have someone take them for you. Honestly, I get super awkward with that. So just do.
I would too, yeah.
So I would, like, what I do is I like do it when no one's around, and I set my phone, like, prop it up on something, or if you have a tripod or something like that, and I just put it on self-timer, on selfie mode, and like that, and take the pictures. You can also put it on a video, and you can screenshot from a video. So you could do like a slow turn or something like that too, whatever you're more comfortable with. But definitely, I know I have girls in my groups who don't take their photos, and they tell me afterwards they wish they would have, because I know I changed, but I can't see, like, I can't track it. So I know it's the worst. It literally is not fun. I'm gonna take mine tonight. I did some a week ago. And I thought, no, I really should like do different ones. So do it.
Take your photo. No, do it 100%. the first program I ever did was 80-day obsession, and I was like, could not lose my baby weight, and I just felt terrible. And the transformation in the pictures was what blew me away, because then I didn't see it in myself like from day to day, but then when I looked from the very beginning to the end, I was like, whoa. And so it was like, it was awesome. So I'm totally bought into doing before pictures, even though it's really hard.
It's so hard. I think it's cool though. One of my favorite things of looking, and I always love when girls share them, like you don't have to share them, but it like makes my day, is I love because there's always usually a marked difference in like your face and your confidence and your posture. Like between day 1 and day 80 or week 1 and week 9, like you can see like just a sense of accomplishment, which I think is super, super cool. So yeah, take the before photos. So today I would just, you guys are similar to me in terms of prep. So if you don't have everything prepped in the world, that's okay. Figure when you're going to work out tomorrow, you're going to eat tomorrow, even if it's just one day, like give it one day, and then take your before photos and we'll kind of go from there. So I think what the best thing that you can do, honestly, from the groups is just checking in. So like I posted this morning, you can expect me to check in every day. I'll send a check-in email every week. We will do some live workouts possibly on the weekends, or you'll see like, so just kind of stay tuned in there, and I'll try to send stuff as well to make sure that you guys are like, okay, I've got this dialed in. But that's really, it's just that daily consistency of showing up, even if it's not perfect. And if you miss a day, there's 2 rest days in the program, so you can kind of move it around, you know, if you need to when life gets crazy and stuff like that. But just kind of holding yourself accountable. And then if you're having a hard day, post in the group. Like people will cheer you on, you know, or if you've had like a huge win, share it. That's just what it's for. So that's kind of the big overview. Do you guys have any questions on anything or anything else you wanted to know about more? Stop sharing.
This is like very like trite, like small, but how do you get it on the, like I sound like an older person, but like how do you get it on the Roku? Like I just couldn't find it in like an app, and I don't have, like I'm on my cell phone now, but I don't know how to go about
stream
getting
Beachbody, like to pull it up.
Correct. Exactly.
I don't have a Roku, so I'm going to do some digging here really quick. Sarah, do you use a Roku? Or sorry, Kelly? Let me see here. Beachbody on demand. Okay, so Sarah, I can do some digging too because I have some friends who use it, so I can.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say no worries.
It looks like it's Roku and it's a channel. So
perfect.
If that makes sense,
get it through an app.
Does the channel make sense?
That actually makes total sense.
Okay, because we use a Fire Stick, so it's like kind of like an app within that. But yeah, Beachbody on demand channel.
So perfect.
Yeah, the channel, it says, on the channel store, add the channel. Yeah, I don't know what Roku, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very similar.
But I know that you can. Yeah, and then you can pull it from your computer. When we travel, which is not a lot these days, but I would just like stream it from my phone, or you can bring I would think Roku would be similar, but like Fire Stick and like plug it into the TV too. And then I also, if you guys do end up traveling at all during this program, it's really easy to take on the road with you because you really just need the band and some weight. There's like Tabata workouts you don't need any weights for. So you can kind of restructure your week a little bit as well if you know like, hey, I only have 18 minutes or I'm going to be you probably won't be camping right now, but like something where you're out and about. So that too. So yeah, I'm so excited to start with you guys. I always feel like it's like Christmas morning, a little bit like kicking off. So I can't wait to do it. Is there anything else that would be helpful, or Kelly, that you need? I know you're kind of a pro again, but.
No, this is just the first time that I've been working and doing a full program. So I have to be much more structured this time. So
totally. What hours do you work usually?
Well, I'm a teacher, so I start at like 8:30 to 3. So I'm going to do my workouts in the morning.
But are you guys digital or are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah. This is
that's your classroom.
Yeah. Classroom. Yeah.
You guys are amazing. I have like my best friend's a teacher too. And I'm like, it's so this year, like you guys don't get paid for what you have to be doing. So.
Yeah.
I'm on, but I'm actually also a teacher. I'm not teaching right now, but I love your banner. And God bless you for the 2020 experience teaching, to Abby's point, I cannot even imagine what you're going through.
I know.
We're making it.
We're
Oh my-
homeschooling, which we did last year. Like we had chosen homeschool Caleb for kindergarten, and then it was like a no. I'm like, we're just gonna homeschool first grade too, because I'm like, this is so hard, and I feel like the friends doing virtual school, I'm like, it's so much harder than.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys are amazing. So yeah, when I first started Beachbody, I worked full time for the first 4.5 years I did it, and so it really was that just like I found that after a full day of work, I really didn't want to do it at night.
Mhm.
We'll do workouts at night now because sometimes I just have to, but working it didn't want to. So it was just really that like discipline of like, okay, I have to get up early. And you're in Nevada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can even try to drop, like if there's like time zones where it helps to have like accountability, like if I'm going to be up at 5:30, I can text you, like we can kind of even do that too, if it helps, but definitely just, yeah, they're all 30 minutes roughly. So that should be helpful too. So you can get
Yes. Yeah, I made my plan, my schedule. So
Mhm.
6:15, I'll be getting up to get them in. So
You're awesome.
I don't have to do as much because I don't have to, drive to work, and I don't have to be ready from like here up. So
That's true. Just on the top, no one else. Oh man.
So.
Yeah, and with kids around too, like my kid Paisley will do the workouts with me sometimes, and it's not ideal. It's not, but I always just am like, I get the privilege of setting that example for her of
Mhm.
a healthy view of exercise and body image as a gal. I think that's really important. So I kind of always try to like channel the good. Okay, this is worth it. So thank you for taking time on a Sunday to pop on here, and I will share this recording in the group, but I'm so excited to kick off with you guys, and I'm always here, so just let me know what you need. Definitely post in the group, but if it's something, you can always feel free to reach out to me privately as well. And if you need anything, just let me know too. But otherwise, I'll see you in your check-ins tomorrow morning. If that works.
Excited.
Okay,
Thank you
awesome.
so much.
Yeah, Sarah, if you have, well, Kelly too, but like if there's anything as you're going through this, because it's totally new, just shoot me a message so that we can make sure you're set up how you need to be.
Perfect. Thank you so
Don't worry,
much.
the first week will be like bumpy, and you'll
Yeah.
find your groove. So don't get frustrated after the first week.
I remember
Thank you.
3 weeks of doing portion fix the first time I did 21-day fix, and it was like 3 weeks in where I finally was like, okay, like I got this.
Like, yeah, like it's settled a bit. Yeah, when it's all new, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so give yourself a lot of grace and just keep it super basic, and
Okay.
you'll be fine. So yeah, awesome. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.